Hello, it's Christy with Creative Profits Academy, and I had a little mishap, broke my finger, and on top of this, I had a few other medical bills, and I've got to pay my credit card. So today, I'm going to show you how I pay my credit card bill with my crypto. So here I have my credit card bill, and again, like I said, it has a lot of my medical bills and a few other things. And this card is linked with the same bank that I use to bring funds in and out of my crypto projects. So it's kind of convenient when you have it all together with one bank. So let me show you how I do this. Okay, so here is the account where I take funds in and out of crypto. You can see I've gotten 2 deposits that I sent over from my Coinbase account. And you can go down here. You can see where I was bringing funds in. Obviously, I've been funding various projects in Coinbase for quite a while through this account. And now I am matching up the income that's coming in with my cost basis, my transactions on the Coinbase side. So here you can see where I have a list of all my deposited funds here in Coinbase. And what I like to do is as I bring funds back, I match up the transactions. This was a wire transfer. And these guys are individual ACH transfers from my bank account. And they're smaller because Coinbase only allows me to bring a little bit in at a time. When I'm going this route, it's free. But when I do wire, I'll bring larger amounts of funds in. And so for big, say a large project I want to fund, a huge amount, I'll usually wire transfer because it'll get there quicker. But when it's small projects I'm just adding funds to occasionally, then I'll bring them in this way, like usually around $250. So what I do then is I'll click on my taxes, and let's say like this last one where I brought back in my $250, you can see here I sold my USDC crypto as I brought it back. And I brought it back a little bit above what I had spent out. Makes it real easy for matching up my cost basis. And so then when you click in here, you can see where I put my cost basis, my 250 I brought in, and I put in the date. It doesn't show it right here, but there's a place where you put the date that you brought those funds in, and what was your cost basis, and then what did you actually get out of it. And obviously the nice thing about Coinbase is it tracks everything that comes in and everything that goes back out. So with that tracking tied up, at least through Coinbase, when those funds come back, it tells you what hasn't been tracked as far as cost bases go, and you can click on it and then easily match that up. That's what I did with this one. And so I like to do that. That way it tracks my actual gains, $9.51 on this one, and the other one was, something similar. It'll show those gains and losses over here. And then as you match those up, then you can send those funds easily back to your bank account. Here, under the cash section, they have something called USDC, and it's very easy in USDC. When you click on that, you can click this little tab that says withdraw. And of course, if I had the funds available, which right now, I've already sent them back to my bank as I showed you. But when those funds are available and I've matched everything up on my taxes, then I just transfer it back to my bank account, which is what we are looking at now. So here, I'm ready to pay my credit card bill with the funds that I've received in my bank account. And it usually takes about 1 to 3 business days for it to clear Coinbase and go into your bank account. But once it's there, you're ready to be able to easily make this payment. I'm going to go ahead and take the total balance, and it's going to come right out of my account. So I have it set up with my account that I brought the funds in, and now I can pay this bill. And it's nice and easy. It feels really good to be able to pay off the credit card bill with those profits that I made in my crypto. I do want to point this out real quick. When you are withdrawing funds out of your USDC, whatever you bring back from whatever project you're running, I there's an option here to get those funds to your bank instantaneously. Let's say you had a credit card bill that had to be paid within the next day or whatever, you might have to use that. But you can get this for free. You click that arrow to the right, and then you have the option to select your bank account under this setting, 1 to 3 business days, and it's free. In my case, particularly with this bank, usually like I put in my request and it usually only takes 24 hours to 48 hours on the if I'm during the week. And in this case, it was Friday. I put this through Friday night and I had those funds, but it was like Monday night. It finally showed up like Tuesday. So if it's a Friday, it might be Tuesday before those funds are showing up in your bank, Tuesday, Wednesday. But just be aware of that, 1 to 3 business days. And if you're on a weekend, well, you'll have to wait through the weekend for that. But it is pretty quick and it's free. And so, just plan a few extra days when you have a credit card to pay and you'll be good. The other thing I wanted to point out is a strategy, something that we do with our crypto investments, because crypto is risky. And as I've always said, I'm not a financial advisor. This is just what we do in our community, what I personally do. This is my personal suggestion, is that whatever you bring into crypto on a project, work on getting those funds out first. Whatever that project is making, take the funds out as it's making those funds, get your investment back. And that way, anything else that you might leave in the project, let's say you're going to compound the project or you're going to, have it build up for a period of time before you take more money out, or maybe it's going to supplement your income. It doesn't really matter. If you get your investment costs out, and let's say the project goes down for whatever reason, maybe the business is having trouble paying or whatever the case might be. If you already have your initial costs out, the funds that you brought in to the crypto project, if you've already taken that out and back to your bank, you are risk-free from here on out. And like I said, all investments are risky, but especially crypto because they're not FDIC insured. And so as a strategy that we use is we always bring those funds back to the bank before we leave funds in those projects or try to use them. At least, if we need to pay a bill, that's what I use them for. And also, we like to get those funds out so that we're preserving our capital and managing our risk appropriately. Again, this is not financial advice. Talk to your financial advisor for any significant decisions and only risk what you can afford to lose on any crypto investment.